Good evening and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Amy has the night off. About 125,000 soldiers train at Fort McCoy every year. News 8 Now's Rob Romano got an up-close look at some of the training that Army reservists are receiving. Good evening, Rob.
Good evening, Ken. Many, if not all, the Army officers training the reservists at Fort McCoy deployed to Afghanistan and Iraq. I spoke to these officers about what it takes to mentor a new generation of soldiers. At Fort McCoy on Monday, Army reservists ran through a number of simulations, from one involving a mock IED explosion and small arms fire, to another involving a soldier down with civilians everywhere. Sergeant First Class Matthew Helwer is the non-commissioned officer in charge of one of the scenarios, where the reservists have to retrieve a fellow soldier who's been injured after a vehicle was attacked, all while maintaining the security of a convoy.
Still cannot help it, but I interject, and I do, when I see something, I like to put my 2 cents in.
Helwer, who served 3 tours in Iraq and 1 in Afghanistan from 2004 to 2008, said the training here at Fort McCoy prepares these reservists for action.
Of the utmost importance, because when it comes time when you actually hit an objective or you take rounds, you can't think about it. You can't. That's not the time to plan it. It's got to be instinctual. You've already had to train it so that it becomes a muscle memory where you just go right into action without thinking about it.
Sergeant Andrew Ellis, who served a combat tour in Afghanistan, said the civilian element of the training here at Fort McCoy is crucial. The role players you see here aren't soldiers, they're real civilians from nearby Sparta and other areas.
I will say, working with your local population is a very important aspect that needs to always be taken into consideration. But the fact that we have these role players here allows them to be able to learn how to crowd control, but also try to balance the diplomatic solutions that we need in between.
I asked Sergeant First Class Deborah Lee Luchin, who served in Afghanistan, Kuwait, and Iraq, about the mentorship role that veterans of previous wars play in passing on their knowledge.
We've had the experiences, we know what to expect, and we need to make sure those soldiers know what they need to expect.
And outside of training reservists today in a variety of scenarios, another type of training on the horizon at Fort McCoy includes cold weather operations training this winter. Ken, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Rob. August 30th, just over 2 weeks from now, will mark the 1-year anniversary of our country's full withdrawal from Afghanistan. American military operations in Afghanistan lasted from October 2001 to August of last year.